Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. Justice Musa, Mohammed, who has retired, exposes the CJN. They refuse to include anybody from the Southeast in the Supreme Court. And it says it is not a fair representation. It is wrong. It is not acceptable and should not be allowed to continue. He said what they have done is totally, completely unacceptable. No Southeast representation at Supreme Court since 2021. Justice Musa said it is wrong. It is capital letter wrong, and he will not support that. He said this is as a result of the CJN, his own personal heart and what he wants, and he's working in terms of direction coming from the executive against the people. So these are very, 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 very disturbing moments if you want to hear the truth, saying this is not acceptable in any way for mankind. Well, my lovely, wonderful people, it is what it is. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe as we get all the details. Southeast has no representation at the Supreme Court since 2021. Justice Musa speaks, this is not acceptable. I am retiring, but I will call out the rot in the judiciary system. A retired justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Musa Mohammed, has lamented the current composition of the bench of the apex court, saying Southeast have no representation at all in the Supreme Court since 2021. He retired and he was speaking about the CJN, whom Buhari brought on board and gave instruction to ensure no Southeast gets that representation at the highest level in justice. Justice Mohammed disclosed this during a validatory session held in his honor by the Supreme Court on Friday. He also alleged that the refusal to fill the vacant slots of Southeast on the Apex Court bench have deliberated blunder on it. This has continued to affect the nation and the people. It is wrong. Absolute power vested on the CJN is wrong. He has continued to work against the judiciary. That's why Nigerians have no trust in what we call the judiciary system. He further stressed that with his retirement, the North Central Zone, which he represented, could also no longer have a justice on the Supreme Court bench. My Lord, Honorable Justice Ejogbi, who also represented the zone, retired on 23rd of May 2022. It has been a year and 5 months now. There has not been any replacement from his own zone. With the passing of my Lord, Honorable Justice Chioma Cetrux Onwoze, JCN, on 29th JSC on 29th July 2023, the Southeast no longer has any representation at the Supreme Court. My Lord, Honorable Justice Sylvester Onwoli, JSV, died on 7th March 2021. There has not been any appointment in his stead from the Southeast. Yet, we have so many Southeast sons and daughters who are well positioned, who are qualified to take on that role. As it stands, only four political zone, the Southwest, South-South, Northwest, and Northeast are represented in the Supreme Court, while the South-South and Southeast have two serving justice. The North Central and Northwest are fully represented with three each. This is wrong for the nation. The other parts of the nation will not be dutifully represented when matters arises. We must take appropriate steps if we want justice in this country. We have been taking for granted these things to fill in our standing vacancies in the apex courts. Why have these steps not been taken timely to ensure we avert these vacancies? It is evident that the decision not to fill these vacancies in the court is deliberate. It is all about absolute power vested in the office of the CJN and the responsible exercise of the same. He is being controlled by the executive. So this is what is happening. Not my words, but you can hear it very clearly. What has been going on in the Supreme Court and how Justice Musa, who is retiring, he's complaining bitterly of the effect of what these things means and represent if nothing is done. He says absolute power leads to absolute corruption if nothing is done about it promptly, swiftly, as it should be. In case you are not aware, so many issues, so many matters have gone on now, and it is right now affecting the whole nation. People may not be aware, but those who knows the truth, who knows that we should be well represented, are feeling the pinch. Because when a vote is being taken, if we say we are in a democracy, then people will have to cast their vote. And when they cast their vote, we should get representation from all around, those who will speak up and say, you know what, this is my representation. But guess what, these things are no longer like that. Our part will have no words to say in terms of the representation, and at the end of the day, see where we are at. A whole Southeast, no representation at all. And it is wrong, very wrong. So, my people, this is, Justice Musa Mohammed coming up to tell us, some of these things and saying, what has gone on, what is happening now should not be allowed, should not be encouraged, and should not, we should not allow it to continue. Because those who knows the right thing to do, who should speak up and ensure that, these things are not done, are doing nothing about it. And they're allowing the same thing to continue over and over again. So Nigerians, it's about time we begin to do all that is needed to be done in order to save and to help this nation to become a better place. What are we doing? And how are we going about it? What have we done? And what can we do differently in order to save this nation from the hands of those who wants to destroy it? Nigeria belongs to us. But if we neglect who we are and we stand and do nothing and allow people who have no iota of concern to be the ones who determine what happens to us, then there will be crisis, like a real serious crisis. So it's about time we rise up. It's about time we do all that is needed, right and necessary to save this nation from the hands of those who want to push her into calamity. Yes, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Bye for now.